know and inspire.
So, it's a familiar struggle, isn't it? That, the relentless pursuit of your goals. You're waking up early, you're working hard, planning everything out, visualizing. You listen to all the books, deep dives like this one, you're doing everything, and yet it often feels like, well, like you're just stuck, like nothing really changes. Why is that? Why do all these efforts sometimes just fall short? Where's the breakthrough?
That's a really powerful question. And today's deep dive, it tackles that head on. It challenges that whole conventional approach. Our sources today, they bring up this profound truth. It was discovered by Neville Goddard, a really visionary thinker back in 1942. And his radical idea is that your dream, it isn't actually in the future. He said it is already happened.
Wow, okay. Already happened. So our mission today is to really unpack that. It sounds incredibly counterintuitive, this idea that you are already who you dream of being, and how just understanding this shift in perspective could, fundamentally change your reality. That sounds huge.
It is. It's a big shift in thinking.
So our source really comes out swinging. It says, you're trying in vain. Now that sounds harsh, maybe, but the point isn't to discourage you. It's trying to reveal this hidden truth. The dream isn't something you achieve later. It's already occurred. The source puts it like this.
Yeah.
You don't go to your life, you sort of exit it, like stepping into it from within.
Exactly. That's really the core of Neville Goddard's teaching. He said, you don't become what you want to be. You already are it in imagination. Mm-hmm. And this isn't just like daydreaming. It's not fantasy. It's about recognizing a reality that is already inside you, just waiting to be felt. Mm-hmm. And here's the key insight. The universe, it responds to your state, your internal being, not just, how hard you're working on the outside.
Right. Your state. I can definitely relate to that feeling of trying in vain, though. I remember being 34, just buried in debt, hated my job, felt completely, utterly stuck. I was reading all the books, listening to deep dives, doing all the exercises, just like maybe you are right now. But it felt like every time I made a little progress, something would break, or I'd just sabotage myself. Back to square one. Seriously, it felt like maybe the universe just didn't like me, or maybe I was just really good at tripping myself up.
Oh, that cycle is so common. So many people go through that frustration. But the turning point for the speaker in our source material, it came when he found this lecture by Neville Goddard. It was called I Am a Professor. Yeah. And Neville shared this really unique approach he used back in the 1940s. Every night before sleep, he wouldn't just think about being a professor. He would completely enter the state of being one. He was living it, right there in his imagination, feeling the lecture notes, hearing students call him doctor, walking the campus like he belonged there. And the thing is, he wasn't applying for jobs or networking for it. He just lived it internally. And then out of the blue, an unprompted offer for a professorship just landed in his lap.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. It actually reminds me of something from when I was a kid. I was about 12, and I desperately wanted to be like a champion footballer. Total fantasy, right? But every night I'd lie in bed and I'd imagine scoring the winning goal vividly. I could feel the ball, hear the crowd roaring, feel the sweat, even the hugs from my teammates, And okay, obviously I didn't become a pro footballer, but for those 5 minutes each night, I felt like a champion. Is that the kind of feeling Neville meant, that sensory immersion?
That's a perfect example. You absolutely tapped into the state of being a champion. What Neville teaches is exactly that. It's not just seeing a picture in your head. It's experiencing it as if it's happening right now. It's your present reality and imagination. And the big realization, like the one you had looking back, is that you'd been trying to achieve something out there, whereas Neville taught how to enter it live from it right now. That feeling, that's the secret sauce.
Okay, right. So that realization hit me too, and it led to this kind of personal turning point. I remember just closing my eyes one night and declaring, I'm a free man. Not, I will be free someday, or I want to be free, just, I am. Present tense. And I started trying to live from that feeling. So every night, maybe for 7 minutes before sleep, I'd imagine it, waking up naturally, no alarm clock stress, having coffee by the sea, writing things that actually felt meaningful, even imagining myself, like easily turning down work I didn't want because in that imagined state, I already have everything I need.
And the source describes almost immediate internal shifts from doing that. He talks about feeling this lightness, like a heavy backpack of stones, just gone. And then the external stuff started to follow. But notice the internal shift came first. Within 10 days, he just felt calmer. Not because anything external had massively changed yet, but because he was different inside. Then, 3 weeks later, a blog writing opportunity popped up. A month after that, his first deep dive launched. And within 5 months, he actually hit his dream income level. But the biggest thing he emphasizes wasn't even the money. It was that internal feeling of freedom that came much earlier, even when money was still tight.
Okay, so this idea of imagination being reality in embryo, it still sounds a bit abstract for, day-to-day life.
Yeah.
How does that actually work? Because for most people, imagination is just making stuff up, right?
Right, and that's the common misconception we need to get past. It's not just fantasy. Think of it like this. When you vividly imagine something, and crucially, you feel the feelings associated with it, you are in that moment, in that reality. You just haven't quite, let's say, opened your physical eyes to see it manifest around you yet. Think about falling in love, the happiness, the excitement. That feeling is real now, right? Doesn't wait for the wedding or the big external confirmation. It starts with a thought, a feeling, a text message maybe. The feeling exists first.
Okay, so that highlights the big mistake we often make.
Okay.
We wait for the outside world to change before we allow ourselves to feel good or feel successful or feel loved.
Exactly. We wait for validation. Neville's principle flips that entirely. Internal state first, then the external world reflects it. So true faith in this context isn't just hoping or believing it might work out. It's a deep knowing. I know it already exists. It's already done.
It's like if you're calling a friend to meet up, if you're still driving there, you say, I'll be there soon. You know you're not there yet. But if you've already parked and you're walking up, you say, I'm here. So applying that to dreams means saying, I am here. You accept it as real now. Saying, soon just keeps it in the future, keeps pushing it away.
That's a great analogy. So if you want, say, a new car, don't just visualize a picture of the car. You need to live the state of already having it. What does it feel like? Feel the steering wheel in your hands, smell the new car smell, hear your music playing through its speakers. And then if you happen to be, say, on the bus later that day, you don't think, oh, I'm on the bus, I don't have my car. You reframe it internally. Oh, I'm just temporarily not in my car right now.
Okay, but let's be real. If you're deep in debt and you're trying to imagine abundance, doesn't that just feel like, lying to yourself? How do you get past that feeling of cognitive dissonance?
That's a really important question. And it's key to understand. This isn't about deceiving yourself. It's not denial. It's about consciously choosing to enter an already existing reality within your imagination. Think of an actor. They've already filmed the movie. They've lived those scenes, felt those emotions. The movie is done. They're just waiting for the release date for everyone else to see it. But for them, it's already a reality they experience. Your desired reality is like that film. It's already complete in the realm of imagination, which Neville saw as the ultimate reality. You just need to tune into it. It's less like creating something new and more like remembering who you already are at that potential level, like waking up from a dream where you were a king, maybe. For a moment, you still feel that power, that authority. You remember, wow, I was him. I still feel it.
Remembering who you are, that connects to the power of I am, doesn't it?
Absolutely. This is central. Think about your daily self-talk, your habits. Every time you wake up and think, or even say, ugh, I am so lazy, you're casting a vote for that identity. You're reinforcing it. If you mess something up and say, I am such a loser, you're feeding that reality.
Yeah.
But you can shift that. You can declare, I am a person who acts, or I am proactive. And then even taking one tiny action that aligns with that. That's like casting a vote for the new personality, the new I am. So spiritual development from this perspective isn't just about, meditating more or reading scriptures. It's fundamentally about changing your core sense of I am. Neville really emphasized I am as the most potent creative phrase there is. He linked it to the biblical I am that I am, seeing it as the name of God, the creative power within you. So whatever follows your I am statement, that's the reality you are decreeing into existence from within yourself. It's not I want, it's not I hope, it's I am, period.
Right. So the source gives examples like declaring, I am a person whom the universe helps. And then you start noticing synchronicities, things just flow better. Or I am a source of abundance. And somehow opportunities or money start appearing. There was even a story about an acquaintance who just started declaring daily, I am a happy person. That was it. And within a month, he met someone amazing. 6 months later, started a business he loved. He didn't necessarily do a bunch of external things differently. He just shifted his internal state first. He lived from, I am happy.
Exactly. And that brings us neatly to the practical side. How do you actually do this consistently? This leads to what the source calls the already reality method. It's presented as a kind of unique system, almost like a personality reboot. The claim is it can start shifting your state noticeably in just 7 days. It combines Neville's core teaching with ideas from neurobiology and the speaker's own trial and error. And, modern science does suggest that this kind of focused, imaginative work, especially that period just before sleep when the brain is more receptive, can actually start rewiring neural pathways. Your brain starts to almost and perceive things that align with that imagined reality because, well, it doesn't always perfectly distinguish between vivid imagination and external reality.
Okay, so let's walk through it. A practical method, 4 steps. You can do this every night, maybe starting tonight. All right, step 1, preparation. Simple. Get into bed, turn off the lights, and just before you drift off, make this internal declaration. Tonight I won't fall asleep as the old me, I fall asleep as the new me. Set that intention. Step 2, declaration. Then, either aloud or just silently to yourself, state your I am who you already are, and add the feeling and gratitude. So, I am the new you. I feel it, I live it. Thank you. Thank you. So, for example, if your goal is feeling loved, it might be, I am a person who is deeply loved. I feel tenderness, I feel care, I feel acceptance all around me. Thank you. Okay, step 3, experiencing it, living it. Now, close your eyes and imagine one specific vivid scene that implies your goal is already achieved. Super important. You have to be in the scene, a participant, not watching it like a movie. First-person perspective. Engage all your senses. What do you actually see in that scene? What sounds do you hear? What are you feeling in your body? What might you be saying or hearing someone else say? Really focus on the feeling state. That's key. If it's love, maybe you feel warm hugs. If it's financial freedom, maybe you feel lightness, relief, zero fear about bills. If it's health, feel that vibrant energy pulsing through you. Don't rush this part. Let it feel detailed. Let it feel real, as if it's happening right now. And finally, step 4, completion. Once that feeling is vivid and real for you, just say, again, aloud or silently, I already am this. I am already here. Thank you. And then just let go. Relax and fall asleep with that feeling lingering. Don't force it. Just drift off knowing it is done.
And the suggestion is, practice this every single evening, consistently. After about 7 days, you should start to notice shifts. Maybe subtle at first, feeling calmer, maybe more confident without quite knowing why. And then you might start noticing those little coincidences or situations popping up that align with your desired state. And it happens according to this teaching because you're no longer striving towards the dream. You've changed your state. You are now exiting from it, living from that assumption fulfilled.
So if you've stayed with us through this whole deep dive, it probably means something in this really resonated with you. You weren't just, passively listening. You were maybe feeling something stir. And that feeling, that's important. Maybe that's a language of your soul or your deeper self kind of nudging you, like the voice of that future life you want, whispering, hey, I am here. I'm real. I'm just waiting for you to feel me.
Mm-hmm. You really are closer than you think. That's the core message. You're kind of already inside the life you've been dreaming of on an inner level. You just haven't fully opened your eyes to it yet in the external world. So the encouragement is to keep up this practice. Try it. Persist without constantly looking for outer proof, without doubting. Trust the inner reality first.
It leaves you with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? What if the biggest achievement isn't actually changing the whole world outside to fit your dreams? What if it's about changing your internal state, your sense of I am, so profoundly that the world just naturally rearranges itself around the reality you've already become inside?
Trust that power within you. The reality you desire isn't somewhere far off in the distance. It is right now, already present, waiting for you to claim it, feel it, and live from it.
Know and inspire. Subscribe and like, because it will be more interesting further.